Bethany Scott here, and welcome to my channel. If you've been around for a while, you'll know I used to do something called Try It Tuesdays. And I felt like I think this is the time of year where I can squeeze some Try It Tuesdays back into my routine. I have a lot of projects that I've purchased the materials for or have them left over from another project and have just set them aside to try to use for some idea that I have in my head. But I definitely have decided to challenge myself to use up what I've already purchased instead of starting new projects without without an end to them. So I am going to show you what's on my desk right now. I am jumping back into the sublimation world. These are sublimation makeup bags. If you have heard recently, I started selling Mary Kay, and I feel like sublimation bags were an extension of selling the Mary Kay product, even though it's not condoned by Mary Kay specifically, but definitely is something I've always been interested in adding to my repertoire for sublimation. So I went ahead and I designed this cute little design and printed it out on my sublimation ink and printer, and this is HTV Runt paper. It's my favorite for my printer setup. I always say with sublimation, even though it can get a little pricey, just experiment, find what works for your budget, and then just expect to fail, and if you don't, great. Today I'm just going to cut these down, and when you press, you would only press one side at a time. That beep means that my heat press is warmed up. I have the HTV Runt auto press, and I've warmed it up. And first you're going to want to have, and I purposely left an edge, by the way, you'll notice. So I do that a lot. Maybe not this much of an edge. My measurements might be a little off. But I purposely do that, one, because there's a little tab right here that I felt might get some sublimation on it. It may not. Also, I wanted to have my first experiment be with an edge-to-edge print. It does state on the Amazon description that an edge-to-edge print is possible. So I'm going to see how it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm not going to cry over it. So I have over here some clear heat tape. And I use this for everything. You can see on my roll, I do have a yellow one. It doesn't work for me. It always curls up, I think, when I'm printing, so I just tend to leave it alone now and only use it like I've run out of all of the things scenarios, or if I don't care if there's a mark there or not. So I'm just putting a few pieces. I'm not gonna, this is not like it needs heat or the print encapsulated at all. This is just being pressed one side at a time, like I said. And so when you do press it, you want to make sure that it is ink paper side up. You can see behind me I have my heat press. It does not come any closer to the camera, so apologies. This will be I will explain more. But to build my sandwich, I have 2 sheets of parchment paper. And I did pre-press this makeup bag before I even started this as well. That's something to note. You want to get the moisture out. You also want to get all the wrinkles out too. So then bag side down, print side up, and try to lay that zipper as flat as possible. And then I'm going to just put 2 more parchment paper, make sure it's not coated, 2 more sheets on top as my blowout sheet, And then the recommendation online is 375 degrees for 40 to 60 minutes. Actually, it was like 355 to 375, I believe. It was Celsius to Fahrenheit. Don't ask me the exact number. I just translated it as what's going to work for my machine most likely is the 375 at 40 seconds. My neoprene car coasters currently are at 375 for 30 seconds. So I feel like that is a good number to start my temperature gauging at. So I'm going to go ahead and push that in and press go. Alright, now that it's beeped, it should be ready to go. So I'm going to hold all of the parts down and I'm going to let it cool for a little bit. I'm using my heat gloves to make sure that anything I touch, whether it's the heat press or the makeup bag, is not going to burn me, because especially the metal, the zipper, all of that, you want to make sure I'm staying safe and also not messing up the print. So I'm going to take a quick break, check on my children, and be right back. Alright, that was only about 1 minute and 30 seconds, but I'm going to lift it up. I'm being impatient. And we're going to just take a look at what it comes out to. I'm a little nervous, not going to lie. But let's see. Oh, I'm not mad at it. I like it. It was purposely a subtle look, and I love it. And nope, you can see here closer, but or maybe you can't if it'll zoom. The little tab, it didn't really go. Nothing really came on that, so that's fine. So instead of being blank on the back, though, we're going to do the exact same thing on the back side. So, out of sublimation projects, I can't even really say that I like one specific project over another. I'm going to keep, yeah, that's still a little hot. It's not too bad. I really do like, I like the tumblers. That's the OG for me. That's what I started with. I cut my teeth on, really learned my tools and products very well that way. But honestly, I have more fun, I think, making and creating the car coasters, just because I feel like that's more of a quick gift for people who just want to add a little something, you know, stocking stuffer, or you know, they're giving a monetary gift, or here's some gas money. It's a really easy gift, and I get, I would say, it depends on where I'm selling it. Sometimes I get more sales, though, with the car coasters, because they're more unique versus the sublimation tumblers. A lot of people started selling the sublimation tumblers all at the same time. The market, I think, is more saturated with the sublimation tumblers, unless you found a niche that really works for you. But, alright, we're going to do the same exact sandwich again. And I try to place it, the first round kind of left a little divot. So I want to place it as close to that divot as possible, because the blowout sheet does have a little bit of ink left on it. And I'm going to just allow it. If some of that ink from the blowout sheet gets onto the makeup bag, it's going to just give it an artistic effect, and I'm not going to be mad at it. But that's why I stick it in, so anytime you do a press, you create like this little groove of the product into the blowout page or paper. So I'm going to leave it, and let's go. Alright, it has beeped, and I'm going to be even more impatient because I can be. But I'm going to make sure that my gloves stay on this time around, because otherwise I'm going to be in a hot mess express situation. And peeling it off here. Whew. Yeah, it's a little bit hotter when you don't wait for it to cool, but still super cute. Yeah, this is marketable. The colors aren't super vibrant, on purpose because I was more aiming for a watercolor look. So this definitely hits the spot for me in the look I was going for. Will I always want to do a full print? Probably not, but I like that this takes a full print. And good thing, because I bought 30 of these and they've been sitting on the shelf. I'm not going to say how many years, but there is years, plural, of how long I've had these makeup bags waiting to be made. They are big enough that if you wanted to make it a pen pouch or pencil pouch or whatever, you could do that too. I make wristlets, which are, if you've seen way back in the archives, I think it's probably a 3-year-old video at this point, but I have made wristlets that you could just easily hook right onto this little tab here, and it could even be something that gets carried on a night out when you want your makeup to be able to grab fast, or you want to throw keys on the side of it, or you want to gift it for say someone's getting married and they need to have makeup readily available for touch-ups. Any kind of way that you can think of just to do this. But I'm going to stay with, for now, I've told myself I'm going to stay with the makeup niche just because I already sell makeup. Although I'm not a big, huge makeup wearer myself, I love the Mary Kay makeup, and I also love the skincare. I don't generally look my age, and Mary Kay kind of helps with that. So I am thrilled, though. This is so cute, and I'm probably going to whip out like 80 more of these because they are really fun and easy. I mean, that barely took any time whatsoever. I think designing it took 5 to 10 minutes, give or take, because I was designing probably 8 or so at the same time. So I can't even say this was like a 3-minute design. It just went super fast, and I'm loving it. This is a cute look that is a great gift, and it's just going to be fun to add to my shop. So if you want to make some, follow the tips and tricks I just gave you. If you want to buy some, look out for, in the description below, I should have the shop. If you want a personalized one, reach out to me at bbproductionsboutique@gmail.com, and I can customize one of these for you, turn it into something really fun and exciting. If you need it for your markers, your pens, your coloring kits, whatever you want it for, I can make it happen. So thank you all for joining me on the revival of Try It Tuesday. I hope you had some fun and were slightly entertained by my antics here. I get a little bit nervous when I'm trying something new, but this has been something that I should have done 2 years ago, really, when I first had the idea to do it. And thankfully I did purchase this on a I believe it was Black Friday sale. So I had bought a bunch of other sublimation stuff, about half of which have been used, thankfully. So that whole Amazon order was not a complete wash. But I'm kind of kicking myself because I love this. And I seriously am going to probably go make, I'm not exaggerating when I say 80 more, I mean 80 more. Anyway, thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye!